Yo, apart from bro when I ain't had bread, me I didn't hear from no one. I span that block on my pedal bike, and I didn't see no one. I was
What's going on, everybody? It's Tali here, back with another video. Basically, what's going on right now, it's currently 10:58, Wednesday, May 28th. And what we're working on right now, we did a lot of shit today, actually. We covered a couple things we got done. We've really been doing this for around 5 to 6 months. And we've been getting clients without having a VSL, without sending people to our website, really just not being organized. And what I did this week is basically I rebranded. We might not be doing big numbers this month. I think we only did like 5K in the month of May, but we rebranded, we created new videos. So I think that next month is going to be one of our best months, generating more meetings, closing more clients, selling more leads, and growing our business. Yeah, I'm just working on the sales presentation that I take my prospects through when I'm showing them how our service works. And I'm rebranding that so it looks clean with our new logo. But this morning, it was, not good at all. A lot of things, we know what we need to do and we know what we have to do, but sometimes we don't do it just because, we procrastinate, we're lazy. We push it to the end, and then that's one thing with me is I need to learn to just get things done whenever they come to my head. Whenever a problem arrives or I have a new idea, the best thing to do is just take action right away. Because if you push it to the end, that fire that you have in you, it's gonna, weaken, or you're gonna forget if you don't write it down. Sometimes we have really, really good ideas. I have really, really good ideas, especially when I'm in the shower. I usually write it down. I just pick up the phone. I say, set a reminder. What do you want to be reminded about? And I just say, book a meeting tomorrow with whatever, right? And then it tells me tomorrow. It's going to remind me tomorrow for that. Or if I have a new idea, I just write it down really quick. But yeah, that's one of the most important things that I've noticed is just speed. If you have a hard conversation that you have to have with a client, even with a family member, with your significant other, speed is everything. Just getting it done right away. One of the things that I remember hearing online is kind of like, one thing that makes God, very, very powerful is, as he thinks, it becomes, right? So that's one ability that God gave us, that we have ideas and we have the opportunity to take action right away. If I have an idea that comes up in my head right now, I can drop everything and focus on that idea. So the faster you can translate the ideas that come in your head into actual physical stuff, whether that's a website, that's a video that you make, or a new offer that you create, the faster you'll get to the goal that you're trying to reach. But yeah, I used to have a whole bunch of stuff written on my whiteboard, and I'm showing you guys the type of stuff that I had written down. But so I used to have a whole bunch of shit written on this whiteboard, and honestly, just break it down to one goal. Right now, my goal is to have 10 clients. We have 2. We had 7 clients like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But shit happens and people fall out. So we have 2 clients right now. And my goal for the next 2 months is to fill those spots with X's, with more X's. And, start generating 15,000+ per month. Break it down to one simple goal, focus on it, look at it every single day, and you're gonna get there. One thing with me is I've been trying to make money online since I was around 16, 17. But honestly, I wasn't really trying. When I was doing drop shipping, I was just, thinking that I was trying when I wasn't really trying. We see a lot of stuff on Instagram and TikTok of all these people, making all this money online, but they don't show you, the work that it takes for them to, generate that income. We think we're doing enough, but realistically, we're not really ever doing enough. Especially when you're working with an agency, you have to do volume, a lot of volume. One of the videos that I remember seeing from Alex Hormozy is, he says, do so much volume that it wouldn't make sense if you weren't successful. If you do so much volume, as you do all this volume, you're going to learn, you're going to tailor your actions to better fit the result that you're trying to get. Really just doing volume on whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to start a dropshipping store, you know, instead of testing 1 to 2 products per week, fuck around and test 10 products a day. If you're, you know, trying to get your first client, instead of doing 20 outreaches via Instagram and 20 outreaches email, figure out a way to do 400 outreaches on email, 400 outreaches on Instagram, 400 cold calls, right? Just, you know, like Grant Cardone, 10x it. Because if you really think about it, right, if someone is doing 100 outreaches per day, they're only doing around 700 outreaches for the week. But if you figure out a way to do 700 outreaches per day, you're doing 7 times 7 is 49. You're doing 4,900 outreaches a week compared to if you just did 100 a week, 100 a day, then you'll be only doing 700. So sometimes you gotta, you know, press on the brake, step back, look at what you're doing, fix everything, do more volume so that you can, you know, get to your goal faster. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on camera real quick just because, you know, I really like how this background looks. I just got new lights. I installed them to the bottom of my desk and it doesn't look bad, but yeah, this is my new setup. So, you know, I got the monitor up there, got my dog, got the microphone, and then I got this to set meetings just because, you know, I don't want to have all this shit in the background when I'm taking a call with a client. I want it to look clean, just like this. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying these videos, stick along just because I'm going to be documenting the whole journey. I want to get a better background. Honestly, it's all about just creating a business that generates enough income to be financially free and allowing the income that I create to make more income through investments, real estate, crypto, all of those things. I'm just getting started. I'm like a baby to business, you know, so I really don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing kind of. So I'm going to keep learning from other people. I'm going to keep providing as much value as I can. And yeah, tag along. And I hope I catch you guys in our next video.